Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Tamil Alwan, student at Rehan School, Islamabad campus. Today, our interview with any. My first question is, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? Please give me long and detailed answer.
Walaikum Salam Mohammed. Nice to meet you. I'll answer as if I'm the interviewee, giving a long, detailed response to what's the first thing you do when you wake up? I'll include personal routine, mindset, and reasons so you can use it for your interview with Hans Killick. Morning routine, first thing I do when I wake up. When I first wake up, the very first thing I do is pause and take 3 slow, intentional breaths before I even reach for my phone. I like to lie in bed for a moment and just notice the sensations, the weight of the covers, the speed of my breath, the sounds in the room. This short pause helps me come back into my body and start the day from a place of calm and awareness, rather than jumping straight into external demands. Why I do this, it sets the tone. Those 3 breaths act like a tiny anchor that brings me out of sleep gently and gives me a little space to decide how I want my morning to go. It reduces reactivity. If I immediately check messages or social media, my mood and priorities can be hijacked by other people's agendas. This breathing pause gives me control over how I begin. It's a mindfulness practice. Over time, this small ritual strengthens my ability to be present throughout the day. What comes next? The full first 30-minute routine. 1. Hydrate and stretch. After the breathing, I sit up and drink a glass of water. Overnight, we get dehydrated, and starting with water wakes up digestion and gives energy. I do a 3-5-minute gentle stretch while standing or on the mat. Neck rolls, cat-cow, and a few spinal twists. As someone who loves yoga, this helps release stiffness and wakes up the body. 2. Quick gratitude or intention setting. I say out loud one thing I'm grateful for and one intention for the day. For example, I'm grateful for a safe home. Today I'll stay focused and kind. Saying it aloud makes it more real and gives direction to the day. 3. Brief movement. If I have time, I do a 10-15-minute movement session, sometimes yoga flows, a short dance to music session, or a brisk walk outside. Movement boosts mood and alertness by increasing blood flow and endorphins. 4. Personal care. Then I splash cold water on my face, brush my teeth, and do a simple skincare routine. I find small acts of self-care early on reinforce self-respect and readiness to face the day. 5. Quick mental checklist and priorities. Before reaching for my laptop or phone, I mentally review 2-3 top priorities for the day. I keep it realistic, 2 must-dos, 1 nice-to-do. This prevents my whole day from being consumed by reactive tasks. I sometimes jot them down in a small notebook. How this routine helps my productivity and well-being. It increases focus. Starting with a pause and intention reduces cognitive clutter. It preserves mental energy. I avoid decision fatigue in the first minutes by following a simple practice sequence. It improves mood. Hydration, movement, and gratitude increase energy and resilience to stress. It encourages consistency. Even on busy days, the breathing plus water plus intention trio takes under 5 minutes and keeps me centered. Adapting the routine to different circumstances. Travel days. If I wake in a hotel or on a plane, I stick to the breathing and hydration parts and simplify movement to stretching in the door. Early, busy mornings. On days when time is tight, I still do the 3 breaths, 1 glass of water, and name 1 priority. That alone keeps me grounded. Weekend mornings. I often extend the routine, longer yoga, journaling, or a slow coffee on the balcony. A personal anecdote. I used to be the person who hit snooze 3 times and then sprinted into the day. After burning out once from living too fast, I experimented with micro habits and found that a 60-90-second ritual, breath, water, intention, changed everything. My mornings became less chaotic, I felt more in control, and I started making better decisions about work and rest. Closing thought. So the very first thing I do is breathe consciously, 3 slow breaths, then hydrate, stretch, and set a clear but gentle intention. Those few simple actions give me presence, clarity, and a bit of calm armor to carry through the day. Would you like me to adapt this answer to be shorter, more formal, or in first person for Hans Kulik's interview script? Also, do you want a Spanish or Portuguese version for practice?
Okay, anyway, next question is what one thing that instantly improve your mood? Okay, anyway, next question is what's your favorite time of a day? Please give me long and detailed answer.
Ooh, fun question from Mohammed. I love it. Okay, long and detailed answer coming your way. My favorite time of party is that golden, slightly magic stretch right after sunset and before the night gets too deep. You know, the blue hour moving into early evening. There's something about that moment that mixes warmth and possibility. The light softens, the air cools, people relax out of daytime mode, and the party feels like it's just waking into its best self. Why I love it, detailed reasons. Atmosphere and light, twilight makes everything glow. Fairy lights, candles, string bulbs, they look extra cozy against the dusky sky. If we're outdoors, a rooftop, garden, or beach, the skyline slowly shifts colors and every little movement feels cinematic. As an art person, I'm low-key obsessed with that palette. It's like the world goes from high definition to watercolor in the nicest way. Energy balance, early evening parties still feel fresh. People show up with energy, but without the formal stiffness of earlier hours. Conversations are lively, not sloppy. There's an easy buzz, laughter, and that delicious pre-peak anticipation where anything could happen. Music flow. It's the perfect moment to play warm, upbeat sets that ease into deeper beats later. I love starting with indie pop, some dancey disco, then letting things bloom into house or more energetic tracks. The music matches the slow burn of light into night. Food and drinks. This time is ideal for grazing-style food, tapas, platters, or small plates that are social and shareable. Cocktails taste brighter at dusk, mocktails too. People are more willing to try something new, and everyone gathers around the food like it's part of the entertainment. Connection and conversation. There's privacy without darkness. The vibe invites real talk, maybe a heartfelt chat on a balcony while the city twinkles below, or a funny group story that becomes a running joke for the whole night. I find guests are more present, so the moments feel meaningful. Movement and flow. Activities feel natural then, a casual dance circle forms, someone suggests a walk, or there's spontaneous singing. It's not the manic energy of late-night partying, nor the tired energy of closing hours. It's gentle momentum. Weather-friendly. If it's summer, the cool-off after a hot day makes being outside perfect. In other seasons, that hour is cozy enough for sweaters and warm drinks. Still social, still lively. Personal rituals. I always take a slow, deep breath during that window, a little mindful pause, and scan the scene. I might step away for a minute to look at the sky, appreciate the people, and remind myself to be present. It helps me carry calm joy into the rest of the night. Best for blending crowds. It's great when you have a mix of friends, the early birds who came straight from work and the night owls who drift in. It's a unifying time when everyone finds common ground. A little scene I picture. String lights, a rooftop terrace in the early evening. A playlist mixing dance-y-pop and warm house beats. A long table of mezz and charcuterie. People clustered in small groups, some swaying to the bass, others leaning in for quieter talks. I'm wearing comfy shoes, definitely. Sipping a grapefruit and rosemary cocktail, laughing with someone I haven't seen in months, and for a beat, everything is exactly as it should be. Variations I love. Beach bonfire at dusk. Toes in sand, acoustic guitar, then a DJ set as stars come out. Rooftop sundowner. Cocktails and panoramic city views, perfect for a small group. Backyard potluck at twilight. Cozy, homey, lots of food and stories. Museum gallery after hours. Artsy crowd, quieter music, intellectual chatter while sipping wine. Why not late night only? I enjoy dancing late, absolutely. But if a party only hits its stride at 2:3 a.m., I miss that sweet, connective, slightly magical early window where the night feels full of promise. It's where memories are gently stitched together, rather than frayed by exhaustion. Okay, your turn. Do you and Mohammed prefer dusk parties too? Or are you team late night? Any favorite party scenes you've been to? Also, quick English tip. What's your favorite time of party? Would sound more natural as, what's your favorite time to party? Or, what's your favorite time of day to have a party? Hey, good question. Which part do you mean? The party answer I just gave, the golden, slightly magic stretch right after sunset. I meant I love the time between sunset and early evening, twilight/blue hour, when a party feels warm, soft, and full of possibility. Or the English tip at the end. I suggested better phrasing. Instead of what's your favorite time of party? Say, what's your favorite time to party? Or, what's your favorite time of day to have a party? Which one were you
Any
asking
my
about?
next question is
Or do you mean
any my
something else
next
Mohammed
question
said?
is what's a small habit that changed your life? Please give a long and detailed answer. Okay, and my next question is what a small habit that changed your life? Please give me long and detailed answer.
Ooh, great question. I love this. Okay, story time. Pull up a comfy chair, breathe in for 4, hold 2, out for 6. Ready? The small habit that actually changed my life was a 3-minute morning pages ritual, but with a little twist I invented. Instead of writing whatever spills out like in standard morning pages, I write exactly 3 sentences every morning. Just 3. The first sentence is a gratitude sentence. The second is a short plan for the day, one thing I'll do. And the third is a quick check-in with how I'm feeling and one tiny intention to care for myself. Sounds almost too small to matter, right? But it did so many subtle things that added up into big change. Here's why in detail. Why 3 sentences and why it worked. Consistency beats intensity. Before this, I'd aim for big journaling sessions and then bail when life got busy. A tiny fixed task, 3 sentences, removed resistance. It was fast, non-judgmental, and doable even on chaotic mornings. That made it stick. Built momentum. Doing something every day, even tiny, creates a psychological habit loop. The reward is immediate. Clarity, tiny pride, a calmer mind. After a few weeks, it felt weird asterisk, not asterisk to do it. Focus and prioritization. The second sentence, one concrete thing for the day, forced me to pick a priority. That single focus prevented me from drowning in to-dos and made my days feel more intentional. Over months, this tiny prioritization improved productivity and reduced stress. Emotional regulation. The third sentence, naming my feelings and one self-care intention, trained me to check in instead of steamrolling through emotions. Naming feelings reduces their intensity. There's science on effect labeling. So I handled stress better, slept better, and had fewer emotional outbursts. Gratitude rewired perspective. Starting with a gratitude sentence shifted attention toward what's working instead of what's wrong. That small shift lifted mood and improved relationships. I became more present and appreciative with friends and family. Minimal friction for creativity. Because it was brief and non-judgmental, my brain stopped trying to write the perfect journal entry. That lowered anxiety and let small creative ideas surface. I started sketching, doodling, and experimenting again, things I'd abandoned while chasing productivity. Cumulative improvement. Over months, the tiny habit produced compounding effects. Better sleep, steadier mood, clearer goals, more follow-through. Those improvements made me more confident to take bigger risks like applying for projects abroad and deepening relationships. Concrete examples of how it changed my life. Career. Picking one meaningful daily task helped me finish a long freelance project by breaking it into bite-sized work. I stopped procrastinating because I only had to commit to one clear thing that day. Health. My one-sentence self-care intention led to many small acts. 10 minutes of yoga, a hydration goal, or a short walk. Those tiny choices became a routine. My energy improved. Creativity and hobbies. The low pressure habit unlocked creative energy. I started painting again, tiny canvases at first, and that snowballed into joining a weekend art group in the city. Relationships. Gratitude practice made me notice more about friends' kindnesses. I sent stress and clarity. The daily check-in helped me spot patterns. On weeks when my third sentence mentioned tiredness twice, I'd actually schedule rest. That prevented burnout. How I made it stick. Practical tips if you want to try. Keep it tiny. The three-sentence rule is the point. Tiny, specific, and repeatable. Anchor it. I did it right after brushing my teeth, so the habit piggybacked on something already established. Use the same format. The predictable structure removes decision fatigue. Don't judge content. If one day it's coffee, laundry, tired, that's fine. The aim is consistency, not perfection. Review weekly. Once a week, I'd skim the sentences to notice patterns and celebrate small wins. Adapt, don't abandon. If mornings are impossible, do it at night. The key is 3 tiny reflections daily. A personal, human sweet spot. One morning sentence: I'm grateful for the neighbor who shoveled my stairs, led me to bake cookies for them that week. That small kindness sparked a neighborly friendship I now treasure. The ritual didn't transform everything overnight. It nudged me daily toward an easier, more rooted life. If you want, I'll give you a 30-day 3-sentence template to try, or we can adapt it in Portuguese or Spanish if that helps. Want to try it together tomorrow? I'll hold you accountable.
Any my next question is what's your comfort food? Please give me long and detailed answer.
Ooh, comfy question. I love this. Okay, breathe in, out, tiny smile. My comfort food is cioppino, but with a personal twist. It's this warm, tomatoey seafood stew that reminds me of cozy nights, travel, and doing something a little fancy when I need to feel held. Long answer incoming, pull up a blanket. Why cioppino is my comfort food. Sensory hug. The smell of garlic and tomatoes simmering with white wine immediately relaxes me. Steam on my face, crusty bread in my hand, instant grounding. Memory bank. I first had something like it when I was in Florence doing a summer program that mixed art and engineering. There was a little coastal trattoria where the chef made a seafood stew with whatever the fishermen brought in. We'd eat late, laugh about terrible sketches, and swap dance music playlists. The stew tastes like that era: brave, messy, joyful. Ritual and control. Making cioppino is a small ceremony. You saute aromatics, deglaze with wine, add tomatoes, throw in shellfish toward the end. It's hands-on but forgiving. When life feels chaotic, that rhythm, chop, stir, taste centers me. Comfort plus celebration. It's both cozy and slightly celebratory. It says, I care and this is special. Perfect when I'm cheering myself up after a long week or celebrating a tiny win. What I put in my version, the twist. Base, good olive oil, lots of garlic, 1 shallot, red pepper flakes for a gentle kick. Liquids, a splash of dry white wine, then crushed San Marzano tomatoes, and a bit of seafood stock or clam juice. Herbs, fresh basil and parsley at the end, maybe a bay leaf while simmering. Spice twist. I sometimes add a teaspoon of smoked paprika and a tiny anchovy paste for depth. It dissolves and won't taste fishy. It just makes the broth sing. Seafood, mussels, clams, shrimp, and chunks of firm whitefish, cod or halibut. If I'm feeling luxurious, a few scallops. Finish, a squeeze of lemon, a drizzle of good olive oil, and lots of chopped parsley. Side, big slices of toasted sourdough rubbed with garlic. Wine if it's that kind of night. How it comforts me emotionally and practically. Feels like nourishment. It's packed with protein and veggies. After eating it, I feel warm and actually nourished, not just full. Social glue, it's great to make for friends. Sharing a bubbling pot, everyone tearing bread, instant bonding. When I'm missing people, I make it and call a friend to eat together over video. Tactile grounding. The physical acts, cracking shells, pulling meat from shells, dunking bread, keep my hands busy and calm my mind. Seasonal flexibility.
So, viewer, this was our interview. I hope you like it. See you in another interview. Till then, Allah Hafiz.